Okay guys, I'm sitting in the car again. Topic of this video is two things. First thing, you should never ever open a Tesla car when it's frozen, because I can quickly show you. Okay, I cannot. I'll try. So the thing is, you cannot close it again because right now it's so frozen. The window should normally go down a little bit when you close it or when you open, and it cannot because it's frozen here, and thus it's too large to close. So I hope I will be able to close it afterwards when I removed some of the ice. If not, then I'll have to, yeah, I don't know what I do then actually. So topic of this video is because I thought of a story back in 2011, and I want to quickly share it with you. So topic of this video is why old people like old cars. And actually it might not be true for everyone. Not all the old people like old cars. Old in both ways is relative. So old people for you might be 50. I don't know. For me, old people are 70 plus or older. My dad is also 70, so he's not old. It's not old to me because in my head he will always be 50. Yeah, but and an old car is also like very relative. You might say, okay, this car is 10 years old. It's old already. I'm sitting here in this 2017 Tesla Model S, which is pretty new to me. 2017 is 7 years ago, 8 years ago now. So yeah, nearly 10 years old, this car, and it's still, it seems at least modern and new to me. So let me come back to the story. 2011. By the way, you can see it's cold here. Coldness is coming in from the outside, and if I exhale, then you see the breath freezing. So 2011, I was visiting the US for the first time. I was getting out in New York City. I was picked up by a shuttle from the plane, from the airport. I was picked up by the airport shuttle. They drove me to the hotel, and on the way to the hotel, I saw many beautiful things. I was really car obsessed at that time. I was 18 years old, and I always liked big cars. Yeah, I saw the Cadillac Escalade for the first time. I saw the Hummer. Yeah, well, not the first time, but there were more Hummers. I saw all the GMC cars, really nice, General Motors Corporation. And what I also saw is a car that is usually produced in Germany. I think it was back then. I'm not sure if it's right now produced in the US. It was a BMW. Yeah, BMW, a 635, I think, a 635. So the limousine. And I had never seen that car in Europe. I'm from Austria, and I've also been to Germany, to Hungary, to Italy. I never see this car. And I was so fascinated with that car. And it was 2011. I think the model just came out 2 years ago or something. So 2009, well, actually, if I tell you that, I'm not pretty sure. But it was a pretty new model. And years later, I started seeing those on the streets in Europe, in Austria, also the BMW 635. Yeah. And then I started thinking, okay, yeah, this is a new car, because back then, when I was grown up, at least in my terms, at 18, I was grown up. I had done my high school. I was beginning to study. I was grown up. Yeah. And when I was grown up, and it was a pretty new car to me, now I'm grown up too, and this is still a new car to me. Well, not actually, because when I get into such a car from 2009, 2011, I don't know, then I would miss all the tech stuff, you know, all those driving assistants, that fancy things, Apple CarPlay, I don't know. But from the feeling I get, it's still a new car. It's still a fancy car if I get into a 635 BMW. And that's what I wanted to tell you in this video, that old people, they have even older cars as the fancy car from their youth. They might have a BMW from 1980, which is pretty antique right now. It's an old timer. It's even to me, it's an old timer. But to them, it might be the car of their dreams when they were 18 or when they were 30. I don't know. Yeah, my dad, as I told you, he's 70 now. He was born in 1953, so he was 27 in 1980. So a car from 1980. If it's in good condition, it's not an old car to him. It's a car of his youth or of his young adolescence that people drove that had money. Yeah, and that's why you see some people, some older people, youngsters don't drive those old timers nowadays, but you see older people driving older cars, behaving like it's a new car, and I think that's something that's also explainable by nostalgia. So where nostalgia comes from is that you think back and you think of the past in very romantic terms. You think, oh, everything was better in the past, everything was nice in the past, and I grew up then, and so much time has gone now, and I don't know where the time has gone. And so this liking old cars comes from nostalgia. This comes from like looking back at your own life and seeing, okay, it was a cool time then, it was a cool car then, it might be now also. But the downside of this is, if you really get in that car and you have to repair it, right? And you get a huge invoice from the technician that did it, because the parts are so expensive right now, you might realize it's not the best thing to buy such an old car. Yeah, drop me a comment if you think, drop me a comment of your favorite car. It must be at least, anyway, drop me a comment of your favorite car, and also drop me the year that it was first published, or it was first released. Yeah, the model. And I'm pretty excited to see, what year are your most favorite cars from? Are they from the 60s, from the 80s, from the 2000s? Maybe from 2010, 15? I don't know. Yeah. Are you also youngsters who are watching this? Yeah, would be pretty interesting. Drop me a comment. See you in the next video. And have a very, very happy New Year.